Hello, welcome to Vast Yoga. My name is Katie, and this is Becky and Lee, and thanks so much for joining us today. This video is created for my ongoing students, so if you're new to this practice or if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Otherwise, we're gonna get started today. For today's practice, you need a bolster. If you don't have a bolster, you can use a stack of blankets or towels. And then you also need a strap, maybe, and a sandbag if you have it. So you're gonna start off today with the bolster toward the center of the room, away from the wall, and the short end of your mat at the wall. And then you're gonna, if you have a sandbag, I'd like you to place it just on top of your bolster, evened out like this. You can also use 2 sandbags if you want, but just to have something to weight your hands in a moment. So you can set it up like this with 2 flat sandbags, or it can just be 1 sandbag like this, okay? So then you're gonna start today laying down with your feet standing on the wall. And so I'd like you guys to turn around and just lay down and take a moment before you lay down to watch this if you haven't done it in a while. What I'd like you to do is start and just see if you can put your feet on the baseboard with your legs straight, and then your support for your hands for later is far enough back that you can stretch your arms and reach the right spot. But then relax your arms for a moment, and I'd like you to have your big toe mounds touching on the wall and your heels together. And when you do that, if you can't feel good pressure into your feet, the way you adjust to find the pressure again is just slightly bending your knees, moving in toward the wall for a second, taking a breath, letting your back body feel heavy, and then pressing both of your feet at the same time into the wall. And the thing that happens then is the back body skin kind of gets caught as you slide, and it feels nice to your chest, right? Opening to the chest. I'd like you to be able to feel from heel to toe on both feet, and just gently press your feet into the wall. Make sure you feel kind of straight on your mat and with the wall. And again, anytime you start to feel, you're okay. Anytime you start to feel like you can't make a good connection through your feet into the wall, you can just slightly bend your knees and press yourself back again. So then today we're just opening this practice with active legs, heels pressing into the wall. Think about lengthening the back of your legs and pressing your thighs down. And then breathe into your belly. Try to let your breath release as your belly softens. Relax your shoulders. And then once more, feel that work in your legs. And with this next exhalation, I'd like you to think about zipping up your pants and making your low abdomen a little bit more active. So you're trying to move your pubic bone slightly toward your navel down toward the floor, and then breathe and feel your front ribs moving and closing as you exhale. So it's big, it feels firm and steady against the wall, and like your whole back body is sort of pressing the floor. And then if it's possible for you today, go ahead and interlock your hands underneath your head. Let your elbows release toward the floor. Make sure your hands are under the biggest part of your skull. If it's too much for your shoulders today, you can have your arms out in a T shape or just resting lower, closer to your hips. Make sure you can still feel a little work in your legs and your core. And then lift your chin to open your throat turn your head to the right. Twist your neck until you feel the limit of that movement, and make sure that your nose is pointed slightly toward your elbow. After you've made that turn, take a moment to feel how your breath is moving in your ribs. And as you exhale, let the front ribs release down. Notice the weight of your shoulder blades. And then even though you have some active work happening, try to let your breath feel easy and bring your mind into this practice today, connecting your awareness to what's happening inside your body and letting the breath be what's really making the yoga happen from the inside out. Very good. And then keep your legs active. Feel your heels, your thighs, your core. Slowly turn your head back to the center. Take a breath there, feeling your shoulder blades, feeling your ribs. Change the interlock of your fingers. Turn to the second side. Twist your neck. Make sure your nose is pointed a little bit up toward your elbow, your neck in line with your spine. Let your breath feel easy. Good. And then slowly turn your head back to the center. Gently release your arms. Take a deep breath. And then make sure you can still feel that firm standing against the wall. You can repose if you need. Try to slide with your heels pressing together. And then I'd like you to keep your legs firm and stretch your arms back in line with your shoulders. You can go a little wider if you need. And if it's possible for you to go underneath the sandbags or underneath the bolster, you can do that. Very good. Remember that if your sandbags fall off or if it feels too awkward to deal with it, you can always just stretch your arms back. But having the weight against your hands really helps the upper back feel softer. Okay. Right. Yeah, it's just moving. How's that? Good. And then pressing your feet into the wall. Feel both feet. Breathe into your upper chest. Keep the front of your neck open. And then you're gonna press your right foot a little stronger. Keep the right leg active and very slowly bend your left knee and think about pulling the left knee toward your left shoulder. Try to keep your hips mostly on the floor. Feel both sides of your belly long, and you might feel a little pinch in the front of your right or left groin. Very good. Now flex your foot. Try to feel like you're standing on your right foot on the wall. And breathe. Good. And then slowly put that foot back down on the wall. Press both feet into the wall. Get a good connection with your left foot now. Super strong thigh. Use your core to move your navel a little bit toward the floor. And then gently bend your right knee and pull your right knee toward your right shoulder. Try to feel both sides of your core. Make sure your hips are still sort of level. And then flex your right foot. Keep the front of your neck feeling soft, open. Reach through your left heel. Feel like you're standing on the wall. Very good. Breathe. And then gently put that foot back down. Press both feet into the wall. Make your thighs firm. Good, and then once more, you're gonna pick up the first side again. This time, as you bend the knee, you're gonna pull it toward the center of your chest. So keep your right foot pressing the wall. Pull your left knee toward the center of your chest. Try to just find a different angle with your thigh, and you should feel a different part of your hip. And then flex that foot again. Breathe. Good, and then place it back down. Make sure you can feel both feet, strong pressure into the wall. If you need to repose, you can. And then this time, keep the left foot pressing and gently bend the right knee toward the center. Flex the foot. Think about the knee reaching toward your sternum, the center of your chest. Keep pressing through your bottom foot. Very good. And then gently put that foot back down. Press both feet into the wall. Open your fingers. Good. And then you're going to try and pick up both knees at the same time. Pull them both toward their own shoulder. Flex both feet. Open your fingers. Breathe. Think about your front ribs dropping down as you exhale, pressing your back a little bit onto the floor. Very good. And then gently put both feet back down on the floor. Knees bent, feet on the floor. Good. And then very gently release your hands down by your sides. Let your shoulders feel broad. Breathe from your belly up to the top of your lungs. Good, and then you can bend your knees, you're already bent. You can go ahead and move your sandbags off of your support and just roll to your side and take a pause with your head on the bolster. Or support your head with your hand. Either way. Breathe into your back. Let go of all that effort. Very good. Okay, you can roll more and sit up. Move your bolster close to the wall, or just so that you have some mat in front of your feet. And then sit on your bolster with your legs crossed. So Becky likes to use blocks underneath her knees. So if you're someone who has similar hips where they fall forward, Misha, you can place blocks to help support your knees, but only if you have a lot of unevenness or really low knees and a really hard time staying on the bolster. And then if you're someone like Lee, you can just sit normally with the legs crossed. The inside knee is almost to 90 degrees because remember to slide your inside foot forward a little bit. But then he has the option of placing sandbags today on his knees or thighs. You want to try it for me? So if you have tight hips, you can add the sandbags. And Becky's gonna try them on her hips today, in her groins, to help with her low back. And then just head first, curve forward. Let go of all the effort you can. Try to feel grounded in your sit bones, shoulders relaxed. And you can find any comfortable place for your hands as long as they're not active. So try to let your elbows release, let your fingers relax. Let your head feel heavy. Try to feel your breath all along your spine. Big sensation in your hips, maybe in your back, your neck, but try to just relax any effort you can. Let yourself be very passive and just let gravity and the pose work for you. Very good. Uncoil and sit up. Change the cross of your legs. Take a breath. Good, and then head first, curve forward again. Head, shoulder, neck, relaxed. Try to relax your fingers. Imagine your shoulders sinking a little further from your ears. You might even physically be able to move them down once. And then just relax any effort you can. Notice if you can let your belly feel softer. Very good. And then uncoil from the bottom up. Stack your spine back up. Take a breath. And then release your legs forward for a moment. If you're using blocks, move them out to the side. Take a breath. Becky, you can take off your sandbags. And then put the soles of your feet together. Have about 2 palms distance between your hips and your heels. And then again, only if you have very stiff hips, you can add some sand. And you can leave it off today. And then relax your lumbar spine slightly backwards. Let your shoulders relax. Belly feel soft. And head first curve once more. Head, shoulders, neck relaxed. Remember that if you're someone who always does seated poses on the floor, you can be sitting on the floor. But otherwise, try to just sit like this. Feel your breath. Let your groins open, your spine hang. Very good. Okay, and then you can gently uncoil and sit up. And then I'd like you to just release your legs and slide forward to lay down. Knees bent, feet on the floor. You can move, or start with your head on the bolster and just take a few breaths into your belly. Shoulders relaxed, let your back body settle. Try to feel your breath moving in your belly. Very good. And then I'd like you to just move the bolster away so your head comes to the floor. If you're someone who always needs head support, remember to just keep a small thing there, a smaller pillow or a blanket. But just let your neck release now in line with your spine. And I'd like you to take a bigger breath into your belly. Let it fill your belly all the way up. Make your mouth into a small opening like a straw and blow your breath out in a long, slow, steady exhalation. As you exhale, try to feel your front ribs release, your shoulders relax, no effort at the end. Take a couple easy, undirected breaths. And then do it again. Fill yourself up with breath. Take a big breath in. Make your mouth into a small opening and blow. Feel your front ribs close, your belly soften, your shoulders relax. And then try to keep your front ribs down and see if you can activate your low abdomen. And it's like you're pushing your low belly out a little bit. And you can try a couple times just pushing it as much as you can. Keep your glutes relaxed and your hips on the floor, and just try to make your low belly move up. The wall of the abdomen getting big, and then relax it. And then do it again. Push your low belly. So don't use your glutes. Try to just relax and move this up toward the ceiling. Push it up. Fill up the cavity, like you're pushing it toward all the way as big as it can get. And then relax it. And then you're gonna do it one more time, but this time just push it halfway up. So it's like you're pressurizing your low belly. It's a little bit like trying to go to the bathroom, right? Pushing, but not so hard, just to brace. And then keep your front ribs down and that pressure in your belly, and see if you can gently bring one arm at a time above your chest. So it's like your arms go up toward the ceiling, but your palms face each other. Go ahead and do both. Elbows slightly bent, hands a little bit soft. Try to just feel the pressure and the alignment of your core. And then see if you can pick up one knee at a time to be right over your hips. Pick up your right knee and your left knee, whichever. Try not to have your knees too close. A little bit further out if you can, Lee. This. Got it? Good. And then just try to keep that pressure in your core. Try not to push your head down. Very good. Ankles are a little relaxed. Wrists and hands relaxed. Knees right above your hips. Try to keep your front ribs down. Keep the pressure in your core. And it should feel like it's starting to build a lot just from holding. And then you're gonna try and keep the alignment from your head to your tail. And you're just gonna lean a little bit to the right. Try to coordinate the movement so the shoulders and the hips move at the same time. So your head comes with your spine and you just roll a little bit and then pause. Good, and then come back to the center. Take a breath even though you have this pressure in your core. Try to let your front ribs be down. Pushing your low belly out a little bit to brace, and then roll to the second side. Keep your head in line with your tail. Very good. And then back to the center. Once more to the right. Coordinate the movement. Bring your shoulders with the hips. Good. And then back to the center. And then lean to this side. Second side. Bring your shoulders and your hips at the same time. Hold it. Good, and then back to the center. Good, and then gently release your arms and release your legs. Take a deep breath. Very good. Okay, you can roll more and sit up now. And I'd like you to stand up and take a little walk. Just take a few steps. Let your arms swing. Your legs move. And then when you come back to your spot, you're gonna stay standing, and you can set up so that you have a bolster a little bit away from the wall, like maybe 2 feet away from the wall, could be a little closer. And then you might need blocks as well. I'm gonna steal these from you. So these are for you. Okay, so then you're gonna set up by putting your hips against the wall, and yeah, take off your socks. And I want your feet to be at least the distance of one of your feet away from the wall. So if you put one heel against the wall and take a step forward, both of your feet are at least that distance away from the wall. And then make sure your feet are about hip distance apart and your toes are pointing forward. And this is enough green block too. Yeah. Good. So then with your hips against the wall, straighten your knees. Relax your shoulders back against the wall. And try to feel from heel to toe on both feet. Right? So just make your legs strong. Keep your hips against the wall, and you're gonna start to let your head and spine curve forward. As you start to let your head and spine drop and arms relax, feel your hips slide a little bit up the wall. Keep your hips touching the wall. This just in case. Very good. So I'd like you to be able to have your hands on some support. So we'll just move this a little closer. It's helpful if the support is right in front of your toes. And then just rest your hands on there even though you don't need all of it. Good. Try to let your arms relax, your spine hang. Feel the weight from heel to toe on both feet. Relax your shoulders. Try to use your legs so that the front of your thighs turn on, especially right above your kneecaps. So if you're someone whose knees hyperextend, try to feel the weight going down through the front of your heel. You can almost lift your knees forward if you're that person, and try to turn on the muscle right above your kneecap. And then just let your belly relax. Good, and then you're gonna keep your legs straight, your eyes open for balance. Place your right hand or either hand next to your hip on the wall. And you're gonna use that to help you propel forward so that your hips come right over your heels. So just move, use the wall, Becky, not your, good. And then just relax your spine again. Hips right over the heels, legs working, heavy head. Good job. Try to let the front of your ankles bend a little bit. Good. Let your head hang. And then you're gonna keep your right foot where it is, slightly bend both knees, and see if you can step your left heel back to the wall. Once you make that step, straighten both knees again. It's just a small step. Good job, Lee. And then try to just straighten both knees and feel your hips between the 2 feet. Should be pretty big sciatic work for most of you. Doing okay? Relax your fingers. Feel the weight from right to left. Make your legs strong. Very good. And then slightly bend your knees. Step that back foot forward again. Straighten. Relax your shoulders. Heavy head. Eyes open. And then slightly bend your knees again and step the second foot back to the wall. Left foot goes back, right foot goes back. Straighten your knees. Feel the weight from heel to toe on both feet. Try to have your hips be right between the 2 feet, level. Straighten your front knee more. Think about pressing through that front heel. Very good. And then slightly bend the knees again. Step your back foot forward again. Let your head hang. And then you're gonna gently, remember that the wall is still there for you. So just gently see if you can lean back and put your hips against the wall with your head hanging. Relax your belly, straighten your knees. Heavy head, shoulders relaxed. Good job. And then you're gonna keep your heels grounded, keep your hips against the wall, and slightly bend both of your knees. You can come so the knees go right over the ankles even, but then that's enough, Becky, good. And then keep your weight back against the wall. And you're gonna try and keep your knees bent at this angle and slowly uncoil your spine back against the wall. Try not to straighten your knees as you stand up. Use your core. Roll your shoulders back. Head back. Keep your knees slightly bent. Press your back against the wall. And then go ahead and straighten your knees. Stand all the way up. Good job. Take a little walk. Just a few steps. Let your arms swing. Very good. Okay, and then when you come back, you're going to sit once more. You can clear off all of your stuff. Sit on your bolster. Cross your legs. And just quickly head first. After you get set, just curve forward. Becky, let's have you sit on the floor for this one. Good, and then just curve. Just relax, head first. Everything easy. Find an easy Sukhasana, no effort. Breathe. Very good. And then uncoil and sit up. Change the cross of your legs. We're using this Sukhasana as just a little reset. So feel your sit bones, relax everything, and then just let your spine curve. Head, shoulders, neck relaxed. See if you can let your arms come forward this time. Not reaching, but just relaxing. Elbows soft. Hands slightly apart from each other. Feel your breath. Very good. Okay, and then you can uncoil and sit up. And then you can release your legs and turn around and put your legs up the wall, head on the bolster, have your strap nearby. You can have your hips be far enough away from the wall that you feel grounded there. Back body releasing. Have your head supported, but not your shoulders. Just take a few breaths, letting your back settle. Let your legs relax. Very good. And then grab your strap. Place the strap across the base of your right toes. Extend your leg back up the wall. Try to have your heels on the wall and put your legs together in the center line. Try to feel the strap across the big toe ball and the pinky toe ball. And then just use the strap to make the ankle bend. Let your foot be relaxed. Have your leg be straight. Very good. And then see if you can keep your knees straight And keep your hip pressing the floor and just bend your elbows slightly to move the foot a little bit away from the wall. Walk your hands up the strap enough to feel straight arms again. Don't go past 90 degrees. Focus more on your ankle than stretching your hamstring. And always err on the side here of being closer to the wall and letting the ankle fold. Okay? Very good. Let your back press the floor. And then take the foot back to the wall. Release the strap. Take a breath. Good. And then move the strap to the second foot. Place the strap across the base of the left toes and extend both legs back up the wall, heels together on the wall. Try to make sure the strap is on the big toe mound and the pinky toe mound, balls of the feet. Let the strap help bend the ankle down. Try to feel a crease in the front of your ankle. Foot relaxed, strap doing the work. And you should feel stretch in your calf, pressure down into your hip. And then keep the hip pressing the floor and just move the foot a little bit away from the wall by bending your elbows. Put both straps into one hand and just walk up. It might just be one hand distance. Don't go too far. Keep your hips level. Relax your shoulders. Breathe. Very good. And then just release your foot back to the wall. Release the strap. Relax your arms. Breathe into your belly. And let go of all the effort. And then today you can choose if you'd like to rest in Shavasana with your legs here up the wall, or if you'd like to gently bend your knees and press yourself back to lay flat or have a bolster underneath your thighs. Whatever feels best for you today. You want a blanket? Make sure that you can just relax your feet, your thighs. Lee, would you like a blanket? Yeah. You can swallow to soften your throat. Let your tongue rest. Let your mouth feel soft. Let go of your cheeks, your jaw, your lips. Let your eyes feel heavy. Let your brain feel heavy. And let the center of your forehead drop down. And let all expression melt. And then just use your breath to hold your awareness so tenderly. And if anything becomes too uncomfortable, you need to shift, do so slowly, and then let yourself sink right away back to watching your breath. And give yourself a deep pause, deep reset. Take a deeper breath. Let your exhalation be long. And then start to gently bring your awareness back toward your skin. Wiggle your fingers and toes and rock your head slightly side to side. And then if your legs are still up the wall, bend your knees and press yourself back. Stretch your legs flat once and then release the effort. Watch your breath here. And then bend your knees and roll to the side. Support your head with your arm or the bolster and just take a breath into your back. And then roll more and come up to a comfortable seat. Any way you'd like to sit, just find a way to sit tall. Let your shoulders drop down your back, your heart lift. Move your navel slightly back and feel supported by your core. And then join your hands in front of your heart. With your head level, breathe and fill yourself up with breath, with energy. With an exhalation, let your head bow. Let your ego drop and bathe your awareness in loving kindness, compassion, and then look for a reason for gratitude today. And focus that energy so that it fills your heart. Send out some warm, loving energy toward all beings. Pray for more joy, more happiness, more harmony. And then close your practice today and feel gratitude for your practice, for all the ways you care for yourself and others every day. And always for your body and your mind and your breath. Namaste. Thanks, guys.